Hey Raven, guess what?
Can it wait? I'm trying to hang up our new pride flag.
I got some news. We're going to be doing a live show at the Pittsburgh Cannabis Festival.
I know. We've been talking about it on the pod. Are you going to help me hang this flag? I'm struggling to get it even.
We got some new information.
That's nice. Now, are you going to help me or not?
The event's going to be presented by Terrapin.
Wait, Terrapin? They got some really good strains. I love their lemon G. It's really good for those stressful days.
Yeah, and their Double Bear stuff's really good too. I don't think I could have dealt with the food industry without their Primal Punch cartridge to help anxiety.
Well, what else is going on the day of the event?
The event hopes to highlight all the utilities of cannabis, from medical use to industrial use of hemp, for things like plastics, paper, and even clothing, to bioremediation and sustainability. There are even educational presentations on the bud stage for things like using cannabis to help trauma from a biopsychological perspective, how some cannabis vapes are made from supercritical CO2 extraction, and veteran advocacy, to name a few.
That's really cool, especially the veteran ones, since me and a lot of my family enlisted in the military. But is it all going to be educational?
No, there's going to be some fun with the advocacy to help normalize cannabis. Some bands are going to be playing, such as Truth and Rights, a Pittsburgh local reggae band, Sierra Sellers and Clara Kent, two R&B soul artists, and Manny's going to open for Clara. There's also going to be a pop-up yoga class that people can join in on, guided by Yoga 6 from South Hills, as well as a midday meditation on the solar stage.
Wait, are there going to be tables? And what about food? Isn't this a festival?
Of course there's going to be tables and food trucks. There's going to be a wide range of food trucks to satisfy all of your cravings. Tacos, Korean food, ice cream, and so much more. Plus live glass blowing, different CBD boutiques, and glass shops selling CBD bath bombs, edibles, lotions, oils, vapes, rolling papers, pipes, you name it. Even Curated Flame, the dope Pittsburgh glass shop, is the official cone sponsor, and we'll have some pre-rolls for the first 50 people to show up to the event.
Pre-rolls? In PA?
Yeah, they're either CBD or Delta 8, derived from hemp.
The glass blowing sounds really cool. Do you think they'll make something for me?
Of course, who wouldn't want to see a one-of-a-kind piece get made right in front of them?
I have some friends that would love to volunteer. How could they do it?
Very easily. All they have to do is email the event planners at info@pittsburghcannabisfest.com. It's a great way to build a space for the Pittsburgh cannabis community.
Well, when and where is it so I can make sure I have it in my phone?
It's August 14th from noon to 5 p.m. at the Allegheny Commons Park North Side.
Awesome. Now, if you would, love, help me put this flag up. I can't feel my arms anymore.
This is Smoking Out the Closet. Now, here are your hosts, Alex and Rayven Greer.
Hi, I'm Rayven. I use she, her pronouns.
I am Alex. I use they, them pronouns.
And welcome back to another episode of Smoking Out the Closet. How you doing today?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Well, other than, I more than likely sprayed my knee.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's not your fault. It was wet and everywhere, and I just took one wrong step and sloop.
Down the hill you went.
Do you want to talk about what we are currently on right now?
Yeah, let's talk about this.
So I got there was a big sale recently on my dispensary, so I got a bit of stuff. I got 3/8 and a quarter of ground flour.
Yeah.
For $67.
What did I end up getting? An employee thing, and I got a wax and what else for our sale? What else did I bring home? I don't think I brought home anything from that sale.
I don't think you did.
The 30% off store-wide. Nope, I didn't bring anything home. That's surprising. Every time there's some sort of sale.
Did you get more CNB?
Yes, I got more CNB. I got more cinnamon buns because I was out.
We're actually talking about, before we get to our review, we're actually talking about them shortening things. And I actually brought up a thing. I was like, is there an actual regulatory system, or is it just because all the stickers are so small they have to abbreviate it?
Okay,
so it fits
there
on
is
the sticker.
Both. Because in the industry, everybody's always trying to cut costs and everything. They make their stickers are only so big. They can only fit so much, right? So CNB definitely will fit better than cinnamon buns. But the state of Pennsylvania has laws in place that medical marijuana cannot be any sort of appealing to kids, like food flavors, things they might find tasty or attractive.
Yeah, but there's strain that actually has gummies. There's other companies that literally have the space for it will actually say what the strain's name is. even if it's food related.
I mean, I've heard that's why Terrapin has shortened a bunch of their stuff.
I think it's more the spacing.
Well, guess what? We can ask them at the Cannabis Fest because they're going to be there.
We can ask them about that.
Also, little foreshadowing.
Yeah, of your Skittle.
My Skittle as well.
So anyway, I got RO's ground flower, which is Bubblegum 11 crossed with Cake 33.
I have sold so much of this at my dispensary, can I just say, in the past week.
Okay, but I mean, for a quarter of pre-ground flower for like $20-$30.
That's why I've sold probably so fucking many of them.
I've had people order 10 of these the first day they were on a menu online.
Yeah.
So I have to say the using it part, like getting it ready for consumption, I guess is what I'm gonna call it. Like using it to get medicated. I don't like it.
No?
I have to pick out a lot of stems.
Oh man. There's stems in the ground.
A little.
Man.
It's like they take the buds that they're gonna use and just grind it up already.
Oh, and they don't pick the stems up before they
Either it might have just been a bad batch where they missed it, or I just think they just grind it and go, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes I leave some of the stems in by accident anyway when I'm grinding my own flower.
Fucking small too, and you can't get them out.
It was a lot drier than I was expecting. Like it felt dry putting it in.
I try to shy away from pre-grinds because of that, because you lose a lot of moisture when you grind it. And I've noticed that when I would pre-grind for like bowls or traveling and stuff, because if you keep it whole, you keep those trichomes and stuff intact. It's holding that moisture in. But
it wasn't bad using it.
They should have in my opinion, and I am not a grower or a curer by any means, so take what I say with a grain of salt. What I think you should do is cut the cure short, grind it, and then that way it'll dry out and finish curing in the package when you're sending it out.
That also increases the mold, the chance of
mold.
The chance of
mold, yeah, you're right. Man. Well, that was my solution. Find a way to take care of the mold afterwards. That would be a great idea.
Hydration packs probably would just be really good for these.
Pack in there. Yeah.
Honestly. But I mean, it wasn't bad by any stretch. Like, I've been using this to help with my knee. Really good. I
like it.
Really good medically. It's just, it's a little weird putting it in stuff.
I had one hit the other day of yours. And you're like, hey, here, try this. I'm like, cool. I got to taste it. It's flowery. It tastes like taking a puff of like grandma's potpourri in the toilet, like on the back of the toilet in that little ceramic thing,
like those little like mesh, almost like cheesecloth pouches that have like cinnamon sticks and like lavender.
It tastes like potpourri, and I mean that's not. I would smoke it or vape it just because like I like the effects of it. It's a nice calming, like it gets my head my head feels kind of fuzzy, but it's not like I'm gonna fall asleep.
Yeah.
It's just that I don't have anything running in the background, which is really nice.
Yeah. It's more of like if you smoke cloves, kind of, or like a clove heavy cigarette.
Yeah.
You get that taste. Because I will say I haven't smoked in a long time, but I have tried one of my old coworkers' cigarettes, and he uses the clove mixed ones, and that kind of what it reminds me of.
I've never saw the appeal to those ever.
He actually uses it because the stuff in the clove actually helps with like an affected tooth or something.
Yeah, that's what I've heard, but I mean I've never seen the appeal to this. The whole goth stereotype for a while was that we smoke all of us smoke clove cigarettes. I was like, no, I fucking at the time was like, no, I fucking smoke Newport Menthol 100s. What are you talking about?
I will say though, I have seen a lot of the PA medical marijuana subreddit that the RO's containers are ridiculously hard to open.
Oh.
So I haven't had issues with this one, but now that I've used it a little, I'm having a little issue opening it.
Yeah, I can hear that child lock on there spinning.
And it gets a lot of like, it looks like almost keef stuck on the roof.
Oh, yeah, that is a nice collection of keef. You should put that in your bottle, in your container.
But
well, keefmas.
I saw someone had to take 2 wrenches, and I'm talking about the big pliers spread apart wrenches that are adjustable to open it.
Put in a fucking jelly jar at that point. Jesus Christ, save yourself the trouble of getting it back.
But I mean, Overall, I'd probably give it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it's
like
good medically. It's probably be great for making edibles, but in vaporization form or in inhalant form, especially when I have to like use it.
I didn't have to deal with any of the back end sort of stuff. Because you already rolled everything. You handed me and was like, here,
Yeah, well,
have a J. And I was like, cool.
I pre-roll. I like having
Rolled so
pre-rolls.
many. I feel like I should do that.
And it saves time because I'm like, I don't, if I have the energy and the day off to like sit down, watch Futurama, roll. But my thing is too is like it's.
Oh, it looks so pretty.
I got a container from
your pre-rolls in.
To put my pre-rolls in, and they fit great horizontally.
And they're just the right size too. You can just smoke one of those, and you're not blitzed, and you're medicated. You're business.
Yeah. So. What would you rate it?
I mean, it's probably 3.5. It's not going to be in my cabinet all the time. It's cool. It's not something that was nice to try. I feel like it would also be something nice to try, like if I had a day off and I just want to sit and read, because I feel like it's a very quiet strain. It's not something I'm going to like sit down and watch a movie with or whatever. But
no, I mean, I was playing video games with it pretty much all day today, and it was really good for pain management.
Yeah, I do feel that pain management's really nice because I have been getting like a bunch of lower back pain recently. Mm-hmm. Also, I call it the binder backache. I've been getting right in the middle of my shoulder blades. All you trans mask people out there of any sort, or people who like to wear binders, or whoever likes to wear a binder, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That pain you get right in the middle of your shoulder blades from wearing your binder you're just at like 8 hours and you're just ready to take it off. Yeah, that's kind of achy. It helps a lot.
And like I definitely, like I said, I definitely feel like this will be better as an edible, using for edibles, which I already like. The shakes and like ground flowers, I always said probably best for an edible. I honestly want to throw that in on top of like a bread.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Instead of like
that
doing
would
like
taste really good.
Like instead of like a rosemary topping, just like decarb it and then throw it on top of like the bread.
Even put it in with rosemary because it has a potpourri kind of.
True.
And it would complement the rosemary very nicely.
That specific one would, yeah. But I'm thinking of like some other ones that like I don't think would mix super well with the rosemary, but it might. God, I really want to make some like high-end edibles.
Speaking of edibles, you still have one in the refrigerator, and if you take much longer trying to eat that, I'm going to eat it. This is from 420, folks, that this woman has had an edible in her refrigerator.
Okay, but it's chocolate. I don't know. I think it's because I don't know all the information of the strain it's from.
Listen, okay,
I'm a little hesitant with it.
If I was okay with it, I'm pretty sure you will be.
You're right.
Because terpenoline does not affect you the way it affects me. It doesn't make you super paranoid in high amounts like it does me.
Yeah, I don't. I'm kind of like just the weed girl in our apartment. Like I will just
smoke fucking anything.
Smoke this. I don't have to worry about terpenes. I don't have to worry if it's a sativa or an indica.
Me, on the other hand, I got to be a little bit snobby and be like, yo, I can't have terpenoline after this amount. Like terpenoline in 0.5 or above gives me really bad like paranoia. Pinene in a 0.5 or lower is okay, but in a 0.5 or above, I feel like I'm gonna jump out of my skin. Like I'm the person who goes to the doctor and like this is all the list of shit that I'm allergic to, and you're just like, yeah, give me anything, I don't care.
And then me, I was just like a little bit of everything all the time.
But yeah, so that edible is totally fine for you. I'm telling you because. Okay. You're definitely going to want to take a nap though afterwards. Like it's you can get creative and like energy and jazzed. You're not going to get hyper, and then you're going to be like, cool. I'm like, because I just made fucking bracelets.
So you're telling me
after I ate that edible and it kicked in, I just started making fucking hemp bracelets watching TV, and I was going, and then I'm like, nap time.
You're telling me that I should eat it during our break, and then when we're done with the pod, I should play more Fallout.
Exactly. And then after you play Fallout for an hour and a half or however long it takes the edible to wear off, you'll be like, all right, now I'm ready for bed.
Okay.
That's exactly what that edible is nice for. Also, I've been trying to keep an eye on it to make sure it's not growing anything. I don't think it will because there's sugar in there.
And it's chocolate.
But also chocolate does that weird milky thing.
True.
And it gets waxy. But it looks okay.
Can I do the first topic?
Yeah, go for
this
it.
Week?
What you got, Boo?
Well, I originally found it because of a LGBT group on TikTok. I don't think I accidentally liked it, maybe I did. I have to check our podcast TikTok again. But they were like, it seemed like they have a podcast, right?
Yeah.
And so they were talking about how the Royal Mint in the UK is making an LGBTQIA plus 50p or 50 pence, or for those of you that don't know the British, the pound sterling to US dollar conversion, it's 63 cents American, give or take. Like,
it's roughly what our 50-cent piece would be if it's still in circulation.
Exactly.
With conversions added on top of that, whatever you want to make it to our equivalent.
It's say like current. I had to look it up. A current market, it's 63 point like 891 or something like that. So I just said 63 fucking cents.
Essentially, it's 63 US cents.
Yeah. So
standard conversion rate between the two.
But anyway, the Royal Mint, for the 50th anniversary of the first Pride event in UK, is making this coin, and I'm shoving this on our Instagram.
I saw it. It's so fucking gorgeous.
It is the first coin to celebrate the LGBT community, but not the first thing the Mint has made to do that. Last year, they had Alan Turing put on the 50-pound note. It's what we call the bills. Yeah. Anyway,
so for you people in the U.S., that is a $50 bill.
Bill, yeah,
like, equivalent. In my head, I automatically do this.
Yeah, so basically, a bill and a note are the same thing.
Yeah.
But the 50-pound note has Alan Turing, and for basically the foreseeable future, it seems like.
So cool.
For those of you who don't know who Alan Turing is where we get the Turing test for robotics. You know, quote sentience or sapience, one of the two.
I'm just a nerd and I look at all this shit all the time. And then I later found out that it's part of the LGBTQ community.
But yeah, he was the code breaker for the German code. He invented basically a computer to break the German code and help us win World War II for the Allies. Now, he was later thrown in jail for sodomy because he was a gay man and died in jail. So just to kind of note like his significance and to kind of be like, yeah, we fucked up. We're going to honor this person because the people of the past fucked up. And we note that. So he's on the 50-pound note. The coin, however, will have Queen Elizabeth as she is presented. It's the same outfit and crown that's going to be for her Platinum Jubilee, which is, I think, yesterday or today.
As of recording today.
As of recording today.
Today is
Memorial Day, March 30th.
March 30th. I was trying to figure out what month it was. I knew it was 30th, didn't know what month.
Or May 30th. I just said March.
You did. You don't even know what month it is. May.
It's May 30th, Memorial Day.
Pride month's in a couple days. Woo, woo. Wait, when we release this, it'll be the day before Pride.
Yes, it'll be the 31st.
It'll be Pride Eve.
Yeah.
The night before Pride. Oh, can I talk about that real quick?
Sure.
So cool.
Can I finish my thing and then we do that?
Yeah.
You asked me to make sure you stayed on top. We stayed on topic.
Okay, yeah. My object permanence. My attention span has been horrible, so I apologize.
But anyway, I have Queen Elizabeth on the one side, and then on the other, it's going to have like the 50 to note the currency amount, and then it's going to have on the bottom and the triangle is going to be the trans colors, and then the queer POC colors for the part of the triangle part of the progressive flag, and then there's going to be 5 rainbows on the coin.
Cool looking.
And the rainbows have on them pride, protest, unity, visibility, and equality. So I'm really happy about this. I tried seeing if anybody, because I thought it was out when I heard about it, and I was like, oh, anybody, on the family across the pond is like, anyone can get this for me. And no one responded. My mom tagged her cousin who has like a coin business and everything.
Yeah.
Thought I could get it from him. I looked today. You can actually just order it from the Royal Mint.
Yeah.
Itself.
I was looking at the Royal Mint's website and I was like, it's not on there. And I was like looking, and I'm like, man, it was yesterday. I was
it wasn't out, and it still hasn't been out as the time of recording this. But like, they have already. I don't know if they could just tell where I'm at. I mean, probably from the IP address, but like, it already has what it's worth in pounds and then what it's worth in US dollars. And I'm like, so I could probably just order it online from the Royal Mint.
And
so
the nice thing about it is like our bank doesn't charge us anything for conversion rates. So if we use our debit card on an overseas sort of like website, it just automatically does conversions for us. Which it doesn't charge for a conversion fee. Because I know some places do that if you travel abroad with your card too.
But like I really want at least one of these.
Yeah, I would love one.
I would realistically love to get 4.
Okay.
One for me.
Yeah.
One for you.
Yeah.
One for our partner Mia.
Yeah.
And then one for my little sister.
Oh yeah.
The 4 gayest people I know.
Yes, absolutely.
Maybe 5.
What are the gayest people you know?
Yeah, maybe 5 for Tanya.
Yeah.
For my aunt.
Yeah. Yeah, Tanya.
But you wanted to talk about real quick because you brought it up on a little side tangent.
Yeah, real quick side tangent. I did not mean to interrupt you. I just was like, hey, don't let me forget this thing. That's what me doing that was. I was like, please don't let me forget this thing. I was at Target and I spent way too much at Target.
Because Target's Pride Collection's out.
Pride Collection's out and I love it. But anyway, way too much at Target. And there was this cute book in the back. And I went down back to the books looking for Pride books. And it was the night before Pride. And I started flipping through it and I was like, oh my God, this is so adorable. And like, it's just so sweet of like talking about, you know, the band and everything and everybody getting ready and the drag queens brushing their wigs for the parade. And I'm just like, this is the most adorable kids book I've seen ever. And it was just a cute side thing I wanted to bring up because it was adorable.
To build off that, because Pride is around the corner, Disney just had on its TV first LGBT kiss with the Owl House. Little spoilers for the Owl House. But basically, instead of like a cheek kiss, it was a full-on lip kiss. So that's good news.
That's awesome.
But also we found on it looked like it'd been out for a little bit, but we just found it as Pixar Studios was doing shorts probably by like students and interns for animation that were probably working at Disney. Or just kind of animators trying to get up like that work at Pixar but haven't really done their own projects yet.
Yeah.
They were doing a series of shorts and one of them was called Out.
And I was just like, is that gay? Is it queer coded? It is very queer. It's not queer coded. It is just
It's queer. Yeah, it is very queer, but like it's really sweet.
Oh, it was so sweet.
And like it made me cry.
If you have Disney Plus, go watch it. It's so sweet.
Do you want to
That actually comes into my next topic.
Okay, cool. Let's do it.
Part of my next topic. So I wanted to talk about my meeting that I went to on Sunday that's yesterday.
Yeah.
As of recording this, that's yesterday. I keep forgetting yesterday was Sunday. For the Satanic Temple. It was my very first meeting with them. And at my very first meeting, we are so close to Pride. I'm going to say this real quick, and then we can go to break and I can finish my topic.
Okay.
Because it'll just kind of flow together.
Okay.
They have Pride bags. Like Satanic Temple branded Pride bags, right? And it's this drawstring bag. I'm going to post pictures of this on our Instagram. I will tag the Satanic Temple PGH, which is the community that I'm a part of. And I will link everything so you can go buy it, right? But they have these Pride bags and they sell for $6.66, conveniently enough. That's if you're paying on a card of cash. We just don't want to do the change, so it's $7. But it comes with this little drawstring, kind of like gym bag. I call them gym bags from high school.
Yeah, I always call them basketball bags.
Yeah, the basketball bags with the Satanic Temple logo on it. And then it comes with a rainbow Pittsburgh Satanic Temple sticker with the rainbow in the background and then the logo over top. It comes with a 7 tenets card, which says all of the tenets of the Satanic Temple, which we adhere to. And also the coolest thing in this damn bag, the reason I bought it, I would have paid $6.66 just for this flag. It is one of those cute little stick flags you can buy for $1 at Michael's. That it's the Progressive Pride flag, and it has the Satanic Temple Pittsburgh logo overlaid on top of it. And I was just like, oh, I need that in my life right now.
And I should bring up that everyone, there's a lot of people who don't understand that the Satanic Temple themselves aren't
we are not Luciferians. We don't actually believe in
it.
Satan. We don't actually believe that Satan is this deity that's controlling us and doing whatever.
It's more of the left-handed path of witchcraft or the draconic path. It's more of you follow yourself.
Thyself is thy master. You serve yourself. Whatever is good for your highest self is what you do, and you don't let injustice and like other unjust acts go on around you.
That's
because
pretty close.
We are literally all human. We are literally all just trying to do our best and do whatever the fuck that we think is like the best for us.
Yeah, and that's pretty much the draconic path of witchcraft, except more of they're kind of like morality is a gray thing that's not defined by just one group of people. It's weird and this whole messed up thing. So morality is what you define. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. And the Satanic Temple is very much about like scientific facts and like religious equality as well.
And bodily
autonomy is another huge thing.
Which they are fighting a lot of the religious-backed abortion laws that are being put in place, or the trigger laws that are going to be in place if Roe v. Wade, which we haven't talked about here yet, does get overturned, because fuck that.
Now, the coolest thing about this Pride Pack, can I say, is that once we make our money back on these bags, we have to sell 100 of them. So $66.60 roughly of that's what we paid for them, right? All of the money thereafter from, selling these will go to a local LGBTQ organization.
Oh, that's cool.
And we're going to try to put our name on it. We don't know if they're going to like allow us or what's going to happen, but we're going to try to put our name on it, like donated from the Satanic Temple PGH. And just like, because we officially not too long ago, instead of just being a Friends of the Satanic Temple, which is we're a group that we all affiliate as Satanists, but they don't recognize us as being a
subsection.
Yeah, like basically
a chapter. If you're looking at it fraternity-wise,
I'm trying to see like it's like a community, a ministry, or whatever. One of those words, a collection of us, right? So now we are officially a branch of the Satanic Temple. We are going to be, I think, the first officially recognized one in the state of Pennsylvania. And we're not quite on the Satanic Temple's website yet, but we have our own website that links us back to the Satanic Temple. That means we can fundraise, so we can do stuff like this for the LGBT community. We're going to be at Pride, Pittsburgh Pride. You can come and see us. We're going to be in the march. We're also going to have a table. We're going to have all of the Pride Pack things, all of the buttons. I have a Satan respects pronouns button that I got at the meeting. I also got a what was the other one? I got a thyself is thy master, and then a button form of the sticker I got. So it's the rainbow with the Pittsburgh Satanic Temple logo on it, which is super fucking cool. I love these people. They're awesome. I'm so glad I finally got to go and got out of my comfort zone and was like, But that was part of my thing. Real quick also, if you go to the Satanic Temple's official website, they also have their merch up as well. I was telling you earlier about this flag. Yeah. That was the Satanic Temple flag, so it's black with the goat head inverted pentagram, our logo on it, right? That's usually in white. Well, for the Pride ones, instead of the white, they turn it into whatever Pride flag you want it to be, which is super fucking cool.
And real quick, kind of just bring up the whole fucking Roe v. Wade thing. A lot of people don't realize the president can appoint more than just a certain number. There is no limit on how big or small the Supreme Court has to be. So, first off, let's just bombard Biden and say and appoint a new one, but it might be too late for them to do anything to stop this. But I would also like to point in case that a lot of these people who are voting support of this literally had, when they were going through their thing and swore an oath, that they weren't going to use religious reasoning for any reasoning of why it would be a thing. And they're obviously fucking lying here. So I think they should get fucking canned for this. Because they're arguing that the 14th Amendment, which, basically has a lot of different laws backed by it. Interracial marriage was one of the things that you argued with the 14th Amendment. Right to privacy with birth control and contraceptives was with the 14th Amendment. Fucking marriage, inequality with the LGBT community, one of the biggest things was the 14th Amendment. So if we're going to get rid of one thing like this because it's argued that the 14th Amendment covered it and they're saying it doesn't, then all of these things are up on the chopping block then. And that's what is the biggest issue. And that's what scares me right now.
And if you this is exactly why I'm a part of the Satanic Temple. Fucking separation of church and state. You cannot claim that this is a safety issue. You cannot claim that this is anything other than your religion says this is bad, so I'm not allowed to do it.
And it's not even like actually in Christianity, because in Genesis, it literally says God blew air into Adam, and when Adam took his first breath, then he was alive. Nowhere does it say in the Bible that abortion is immoral.
Or that it's a sin. Like, people want to say that it is. Like, just...
We said it once before, we'll say it a whole bunch of times. Fucking American Christianity, or evangelicalism is what I'm going to fucking call it, because there's nothing like that elsewhere.
Yeah.
Is fucking bullshit.
It really is. So when we come back from the break, more from the Satanic Temple and all the crazy cool things we're doing, because I wanted to let you in on kind of a little bit of what our meeting was like.
God, you made that sound like a TV commercial. Don't touch that dial. Coming back with more Satanic Temple information.
This is Smoking Out the Closet.
Oh, God. All right, we'll be back from our break here shortly. Hi, welcome to another episode of On This Day in History. Today we're going to be looking at May 31st. Starting in 1969, John Lennon and Yoko Ono record Give Peace a Chance in their Montreal hotel room as part of their stay-in protest. In 1985, MDMA, or this really big long word that starts with meth at the beginning of it that I cannot pronounce at all, becomes a Schedule I drug in the United States. And it just becomes a bit of a little downer for a lot of people. 2011, Nepal adds a third gender option to their national census. The government officials have been quoted as this gives an option for non-binary or gender non-conforming people of Nepal to be counted as part of the census and show more accurate gender division across the nation. And in 2012, same-sex marriage is unanimously approved by the conservative Jewish movement, allowing United States rabbis to perform same-sex weddings and marriage ceremonies. I know it was a little shorter this week. Not a whole lot went on that was like cannabis or LGBT related. So kind of a little slower day, a little shorter part. But this has been another On This Day in History. All right, and we are back.
Hello, we are relifted.
Woo!
We split a joint this time.
Yeah. You want to finish talking about the Satanic Temple?
Temple. Yes, absolutely. So I have been communicating with TST PGH since they were just like the Friends of the Satanic Temple. And even before we moved out here, because I was looking at our group on Facebook, and I joined in August of 21. So even before we came out here in November. I got the job offer in October, right? And we came out here beginning of November, beginning to middle of November. So I've been talking to them for a while. They've been growing and everything, and we just officially became a community of the Satanic Temple, officially recognized. So we can also do cool things like take a religious venture to Salem and have it also all the things be tax write-offs because it's a religious business adventure like trip. It's kind of like our what is that called?
Pilgrimage?
Yeah, it's like our pilgrimage. We go to Salem.
Or birthright?
It's like our birthright. Yeah, as Satanists, we go to Salem. So we're planning our trip to Salem, which is super cool. And the Pride stuff, I'm going to post a picture of all of the things that I bought at the Satanic Temple meeting. But yeah, I'm so excited to see this, like, super cool. I was invited to one of the very first official Satanic Temple of Pittsburgh meetings. And this is like an official thing. It was so cool. And I'm like, I'm not usually one to step out of my comfort zone. So this was a big deal for me. And I was like, I don't know anyone here.
Yeah, I remember you texted me like, I'm really nervous. I don't know if I should go. And I'm like, you're going to regret not going more than you're going to worry about the process of going and being there.
And then as soon as I step in, all I see is like black eyeliner, fishnet shirts, fucking inverted pentacle.
The smell of coffee everywhere.
Smell of coffee everywhere. I also spotted the cute barista that matched shirts with me, and they gave me a discount. And I was like, but yeah, that was adorable. Also, our cards we left at Black Forge, they're gone. Somebody took a couple of them. So
really,
yeah,
okay.
Super cool. So yeah, Black Forge, I love them.
So yeah, if you saw our business cards at Black Forge,
yeah,
welcome
from Black Forge. Also, I shouted us out on the Satanic Temple Discord. I was like, if you want to know anything about our podcast, here we go, because we have an LGBT section, like we have an LGBTQ channel. Discord's super cool for groups like that, big groups like that, to stay organized, but also, oh my god, do I get so many notifications for fucking Discord on my phone.
That was me with like the Brotherhood of Steel group I was in on Fallout 76.
We were in the trans community too.
Oh yeah.
The like, what was it called? It was like the
one that started on TikTok?
Transtopia, yeah.
Yeah, that
it was down. Transtopia. They shut down. They moved. They migrated a lot of people over to a different channel that was also really supportive and stuff. But they preserve the channel in a way. Like, you can't look at it or edit anything, but they do have one or two admins, and like there was a bot that added some like memory stuff just to keep it up. So
I left once it crashed.
I think I might still be in there. I don't remember.
I did a big sweep on my Discord, and I was like, I'm not really active in this anymore. I'm not active in this anymore.
I still have D&D groups on there that I'm just like, I don't fucking talk to any of you people. Also, a big Discord from a group that was like 3 friends removed from somebody who I talked to a while ago in high school, my second high school. And they added me to their Discord, and I'm just like, fucking.
Anyway, staying back on topic.
Because I had fucking
I almost said target and topic at the same time.
Target topic.
Topic.
Yeah. And that's all I had to say about the Satanic Temple.
Okay.
Because I just wanted to give that extra little blurb shout out cool thing at the end.
All right.
Yeah, it was just super cool.
I got one more topic.
And then I have another thing I want to talk about too. So you and then me.
So this is coming from Marijuana Moment. It's titled Cannabis Companies Team Up to Sue the Feds. Written by Tom Angel? It's like Angle, but it has 2 L's.
And Angel.
Anyway,
if you listen to this, correct us if we said your last name wrong.
The CEO of Ascend Wellness Holdings told Marijuana Moment that his company and other multi-state operators are teaming up to sue the federal government to overturn cannabis prohibition.
Nice.
He says they've retained the law firm of star attorney David Bowie's with the goal of filing 2 separate lawsuits, one focused on stopping the federal government from impeding interstate cannabis commerce, and another challenging a tax provision known as 280E that blocks industries from taking tax deductions that are available from any other company. The Conference of State Bank Supervisors, which represents state financial regulators, is calling on Congress to enact marijuana banking protection through the America Competes Act. California officials reported that the state has generated nearly $4 billion in tax revenue since legalization sales began in 2018, but that the quarterly growth in the state hauls have stalled out over the past year and a half. Greenleaf dispensary owner Donnie P. writes in a new Marijuana Moment op-ed that Louisiana lawmakers should pass a bill providing employment protection to public workers who use medical cannabis. Federally, the U.S. Department of Agriculture Census of Agriculture is adding new questions about hemp this year. Oh, wait. No, yeah, that's still part of the same article. Why is it still part of the same article? I don't know. This one's written. That's just okay. It's a newsletter. That was the big topic of the newsletter, and then it goes into like federal stuff, state stuff. Okay, that's cool. I was looking at it weird. Anyway, yeah. Companies are trying to sue for prohibition to end.
That's fucking great.
And they're okay. So the reasoning behind it is what kind of scares me a little, because while we do have multi-state grow processors, we'll take Verona Holdings, because we talked about them recently. They own a lot of dispensaries, the Healing Centers, Zen Leaf, a couple others in different states. I think they bought Tetra something or Terra Sense or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was like TerraSense or something.
There is a good and a bad thing for this, because good thing, there are companies out there. Bad thing, there's like 4.
Yeah,
and
they're gonna own everything.
And so there's like 4 or 5, and if they're trying to get prohibition to stop, they're going to monopolize everything right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing I'm worried about, is we need more of not a laissez-faire free market that we've had since the Reagan administration, just on steroids with the cannabis industry, because it's already fucked up in every other goddamn industry, and it's just going to be even worse in the cannabis industry when we go federally legal. My biggest thing is we need more monopoly pushbacks, because there's not a lot in any other industry. We need this in the cannabis industry, especially because we can't have just 4 companies run everything.
No.
And expect everything to survive. It's going to crash and burn.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to need that. We need a way so these 4 companies can't monopolize everything. We need the ability to growth and the ability to generate not just a lot of revenue, but generate new techniques, new ways of growing, new ways of using. Like the Puffco was way ahead of its time, and the reason why it's been such a well-known name for e-rigs is because it was kind of the first to do it.
Yeah.
And
I feel like also whenever you go like that corporate level, a lot of the creativity gets squished out of it.
Exactly. It just becomes automized. Like, remember when cell phones used to be fun?
Yeah.
Do you remember that before
God.
4 companies owned the cell phone industries?
Can we shout him out real quick? I can't. Mr. Mobile, I think that's what his name is, over on YouTube. Hi. You're not my Skittle, but I just wanted to shout you out. He has the whole thing on when cell phones were fun, when phones were fun.
Yeah.
And there were so many people who were in on the phone industry. I was literally thinking about that while you were talking about, like, we can't have 4 people in everything. And I was like, yeah, because like with cell phones, you had like Nokia, you had LG, you had BlackBerry, you had Samsung, and then you had Apple. And now
you had Sony for a while.
You had Sony for a while, yeah. And now who do you have? Samsung and Apple. Because LG just dropped out of the race not too long ago. Motorola doesn't make phones anymore.
Yeah, they do. Motorola's still making a phone.
Really?
Yeah, they made that new Razr last year, remember?
Oh, shit, fuck. I forgot about the Motorola Razr. I forgot. That was the first phone they made in a fucking long time.
Yeah,
that's the first phone they've made in forever. And I think that was just
nostalgia. BlackBerry's still out there, too.
They're out there, but they're not a big competitor anymore.
True.
We have to hunt for those guys.
Like, BlackBerry's are like the RC Cola of, like, the soda competition.
I loved LG cell phones.
Yeah.
I had so many of those things, and I love them. They're great little phones.
We should talk about the soda game, because I feel like that's what the cannabis should be.
Yeah.
Like, you have, like, a couple of big name ones, and then you have, like, this super niche market where you go to, like, Giant Eagle.
Or you go to, like, Grandpa Joe's candy store.
Like, where it's, like, just local bands like Cherry Wine in the South. Like, you got fucking RC Cola, you got Moxie, you got Sioux City fucking Sarsaparilla. Mwah.
You got Grandpa Joe's has their own line of soda, and then you have like
Jones brand soda.
Jones brand sodas, yeah.
Speaking of which, I recently found out Jones brand soda has an infused line called Mary Jones.
Ooh.
We gotta find the closest state that sells them.
Yes. Also,
and skedaddle over there.
There was something else I was gonna say about sodas. There's a Pennsylvania Birch Beer Company that you can only buy around here.
Yeah, like it's the Pennsylvania Dutch Soda Company.
You can only get it here for the Birch Beer, and it's so
mm-hmm.
I've been craving that. That's something crazy.
And like, yes, Coke and Pepsi are the big ones, and then you have like Dr. Pepper Sprite, which is like their own thing, and they're kind of like a big fuck you to both. But like, and then you have RC Cola trying to make it, and then you have all these niche ones, and I think that's what it should be. I think it should be like 4 or 5 really super big names, and then you have these small niche markets where everyone goes to that are still doing a lot of cool stuff and a lot of good work.
You're telling me though we're gonna get great value brand weed?
No, not what I was referring to.
Sorry, I had to. I couldn't help myself.
It's more, I don't want to see just these big mega corps. I want to see like smaller stuff. Like I want to see like dispensaries with their own grow facility inside of the dispensary,
So cool.
trying to sell their own strains along with other strains from other companies.
We were talking about that at work the other day of how that would be so cool because then you could like do reusable packaging and stuff like that. And we're trying to figure out how to cut down on waste and everything.
Like I want to see more companies like the Honeybee Collective that we talked about before.
Yeah.
Come out in different states and just be like, hey, we're making a name for ourselves. We're trying to be green. We're trying to like do what we can. We're trying to save the bees. Like I want to see more companies literally just give a middle finger to like the big conglomerates and say, fuck you, we're doing what we want. You can't tell us what to do. You're not going to control everything like you're doing right now in the medical marijuana market.
Yes. So basically,
that's getting on soapboxes.
Essentially, what you're saying is we need a little bit more anarchy. That's what I'm hearing. It's just a little bit more, little birds of the man anarchy.
We need less trickle down economics.
Yeah.
We need a little less fucking free market. We need a little less fucking Reaganomics.
Can I just say, this all started with like, I feel like this all started talking about the Satanic Temple and church and state shit. Can I say, I feel like that's where this conversation went back to originally.
Kind of. And that's
your article, that hold it in the same vein. But anyway, maybe should I reel you back in on the tracks here?
No, that was it. That was still technically kind of on topic.
That was still kind of on topic? Okay, I can't remember how we got there.
Because it was basically the big corporations of cannabis are suing the government for legalization, and I had fears with that.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to be real honest with you. I checked out for a little bit.
It's okay.
I'm so sorry. I get stoned sometimes. I just kind of check out. Screensaver mode kicks on accidentally. I forget to jiggle the mouse every once in a while. I think that's more ADHD than anything. Jiggle the mouse to pay attention. Last topic that I have is something really cool that I found, and it's really local. It's about our beloved city of the Burgh, the Steel City, Pittsburgh.
Iron City.
The Iron City. So our own city of Pittsburgh has made number 26 in a list that lists the top 150 best cities across the country for the 22-23 ranking. We hit number 26. We're in the top 30. This was an article from CBS News that they picked up from KDKA, which is a local news station here in Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. And along with that spot on the list, Pittsburgh has also taken the top spot as the best city to live in Pennsylvania. So, Pittsburgh.
Take that, Philly.
Yeah, take that, Philly.
No, I'm kidding. We love you.
Kidding. Facts about Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh encompasses almost 2,000 acres of land in just its city parks and offers country parks, state parks, and riverfront parks to its residents. Pittsburgh was also ranked as the 29th best city to retire in. This is in the nation. And then as also being ranked as the 6th cheapest place to live.
That's not bad.
So we picked a very good place to come to. I knew I liked the city for a reason. And this is not the only time that Pittsburgh has been voted the most livable city. And it's easy to get around. I feel like it's super friendly.
Easy to get around, except when you have to go freaking downtown. You have to merge on that bridge.
Listen, that is just, if yins aren't used to driving around here, it's going to throw you off. It only took me, like a month of being back out here to be like, all right, let's go. I had to drive that every single fucking day to go to the first job we moved out here for.
Weave Road's the only place I've ever seen a sign for it in
Pennsylvania is the only place that has weave signs. Okay, that is not Pittsburgh's fault inherently. I'm going to go on the soapbox again. Pennsylvania decided to design their own turnpikes and everything way before, like, the international highway system was fucking...
I mean, the interstate.
The interstate. International highways. Same thing. 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Phineas, please get off my lap. Nibby's on a soapbox. But even before they were a thing, Pennsylvania had their own road system. So all of this fuckery is because of that.
Yeah.
We got too far ahead of ourselves and got ambitious and see what happened. Then also Pittsburgh, you don't have any room to go out with roads. You have to go up and over top of shit because there's 3 rivers. There is not a lot to build on.
Yeah, but they could have done it, I don't know, a little better.
I'm not. Literally everyone has said that. Have you not been in r/Pittsburgh? Everybody says that. Okay, but let's come back to, because Pittsburgh has a really nice, it has a really nice, atmosphere for during the day. The Strip's a great place to walk around in. I generally feel safe. People approach me, and at first I'm just kind of like, why are you talking to me? Because that guy we were talking with the cell phone disco downtown, right? I was like, I don't know if I should be kind of weary of him or whatever. I don't know what's going on. And then he was just like, no, he's explaining to us how this thing works because he just kind of works downtown. And I'm like, yo, I forget how fucking nice people are here. Because I'm usually on edge about just anybody.
and I would like to say, yes, there is crime here. Everywhere is crime.
There's crime everywhere.
My big thing is, some people were worried I was going to move to the city. And because they're like, oh, there's crime there. And I'm like, yeah, there's also this murders happening in the small middle of nowhere fucking yeehaw towns.
Yeah.
My big thing is, comparatively, from the city of Newport News, where I grew up, there's a lot less fucking murders here than there. Let me just say that first and foremost. There are some parts where somebody will die, and you get maybe one a week. That's nothing compared to Newport News, which was almost every fucking day.
Can I just tell you that I had a very paranoid moment when I spent the night at our partner's house the other day?
Why?
Because I don't know what the hell was going on outside, because their front door is super close to the road. There was this loud bang, and I forgot, I guess, that there are cars parked along the other side of the street. There's one-sided parking out there. That I parked in front of somebody's house, and I luckily didn't get a ticket. I was parked illegally all night, but I left before 9, so I think it was fine because that's when the meter maid came around. But or people who give out tickets. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. Did somebody slammed their car door or got into their trunk of their vehicle or something loud fucking happened out there? I was like, what the fuck was that? At first I was like, there's not Alex, calm down. That was not a fucking gunshot. Okay. Shut up. You were in Dormont. Okay. Shut up. But that was the paranoid part of me. I don't know. I just get so paranoid sometimes and out here. And then I'm just you know what? I feel relatively safe. And I know how to protect myself if I have to. That also is why I feel relatively safe. Also, I've realized that I have muscles. Also why I feel relatively safe. I feel kind of confident I could punch somebody or get away.
Yeah. And my thing is you're going to have, like I said, you're going to have murder anywhere. You're going to have assaults anywhere. It's just statistics is in the favor of it because more people, obviously, it's going to happen more. The bigger capita, you're going to have a bigger statistic.
Yeah, and who's to say if you divide that, say that this is where you get 3/4 of people, but 0.75 of a person, right? Or 0.5 of a person. But if you do some weird math that usually shouldn't add up that way, if you thin out the population to the crime ratio, it was, say, spread out, right? These people were more spread out and they weren't as condensed. If you take that statistic of what it would be if this population of, say, for example, Pittsburgh was spread out as say the population of Petersburg was, right? Or Huntington. And you compare those two, that's what you really need to look at, is that per capita and how many people live in how many square feet. What do those numbers look like beside each other? Because then you can see which one is actually safer. And honestly, a lot of the time I feel if you're in towns cops and shit, I'm not even going to get on that soapbox either, but generally people policing other people, even just be hey, don't do anything shady kind of thing, and calling people out on it and just kind of policing each other. And I feel it is just safer because sometimes it is just kind of a safety and numbers kind of thing.
And you know what? It's even just safer for us as queer people because fucking Pittsburgh is one of the more LGBT friendly cities on the East Coast.
Oh yeah.
And especially in Pennsylvania, it is one of the more friendly places in Pennsylvania.
Also, real quick, I think I probably mentioned this in the podcast. Transgender Day of Visibility, to tell you how queer-friendly Pittsburgh is. Transgender Day of Visibility, when I drove back from my job, the Highmark building was lit up with the freaking trans pride colors.
Yeah.
That's how fucking inclusive Pittsburgh is. Can I just say that right now?
Yeah, and like there's a big parade and everything, and like
it's just so cool.
It's huge here from what I've seen pictures of.
I really wish
and
I could go.
And it's not just Pittsburgh, like downtown Pittsburgh, like Dormont's having a pride. Millville, when someone told me, is having a pride. Like there's going to be like sub boroughs around Pittsburgh, and like the little cities outside of Pittsburgh are going to have their own prides too.
It's great. I want to be able to hit at least one this year. Like, so I'm going to find one somewhere in the surrounding area that lines up with my schedule that I can go.
And not only that, like Pittsburgh, I think, has the biggest queer bar per capita, because you literally have on South Side, you have P-Town, and like, I'm just gonna say P-Town because it's the only one I can pull off the top of my head right now. But you have like almost an entire strip just full of gay bar.
That is probably why that is where the freaking the Pride drunk bus tour was at.
Yeah,
it's literally, it was just going down that strip.
Like, it's so many queer bars, and like our partner Mia has been showing me a lot more. Like, like some of them have closed down because of COVID. And like this used to be one downtown, and I'm just like, dude, that's sad.
It's so sad.
But like
Pittsburgh is so fucking amazing
and so diverse.
And also, can I also draw this parallel? I think that also might be why they have the biggest, we have the biggest fucking shadow cast for Rocky Horror, because Rocky Horror has a very queer following, and if you're in a place that's just very queer friendly, a bunch of queers are gonna get together and go, what can we do with our spare time? We can shadow cast Rocky Horror Picture Show. I'm sorry, my brain made that parallel, and I wanted to point it out. But cool. But I just thought it was really neat, because Pittsburgh, and I love this place, and
I do
just
too.
To see that it is a good place. Good place to be. So.
And it's weird because you can literally just walk down the street downtown, mind your own business, and you're like, "Hey, how's it going?"
Good. How are you? People genuinely just seem super friendly, and
you're always gonna have those shady guys who be trying to pull a fast one on you.
I had that weirdo I told you about at the mall that got up in my face and was like, "I like your hair."
Yeah. That was probably just some weirdo basement dweller.
Yeah, I'm I'm going to punch you. Please back up.
No, I don't remember about the guy that was like, "Hey, can I borrow your phone? I need to call somebody." I had a cardboard and panhandling cardboard, but then had his number on the corner. I'm like, and the back of my head, I was like, "Sure," and I was about to say sure, and then the neon flashing red lights was warning in my head, and my street smarts, it was like a DM going, you have this flash of intelligence pop into your mind.
Yeah, you rolled high enough on your check that that is very obvious to you that you should not do this.
Yeah, and I was like,
this guy didn't roll very high on his stealth check for you.
No, it was more of my insight. I got a nat 20 on his insight. I'm you're gonna try stealing my phone. No, go fuck yourself.
That's how your phone gets stolen. No, Pittsburgh's great. Honestly, I love it. I love living here. I'm so glad we moved back. I was telling Mia that. I'm so glad
moved back. I'd never been out here.
I moved back. I'm glad I brought you with me. I'm glad that I did that very first trip that we came out here together to go to the Pittsburgh Zoo. We stayed in that really shitty little motel that smelled like cigarette smoke. Because it was remember that?
Mm-hmm.
That little horrible little motel room that smelled like cigarette smoke and didn't have air conditioning. And did we ever even know? We were in the Pontiac. Did we have air conditioning on the way here? I don't think we did during that trip.
No, because
No, we didn't have air conditioning during that trip.
Because it broke.
It broke
on the trip.
God, that was twice. We had 2 air conditioners break on the trips out here. There was the Pontiac and the Altima.
It was just the Altima.
No, yeah. We never took the Pontiac out here.
No, because it got
smushed up there. Yeah. Smushiated. Anyway, no, that very first trip, I'm so glad I brought you out here. And that very first trip, and we stayed in that crappy hotel room, and we went to the zoo and took all the pictures, and I showed you all the places that I used to go whenever I went to RMU, and I was like, this is it. What do you think? And we were sitting in the Giant Eagle parking lot, and you were like, could live here. And I'm like, are you serious? And I like almost started to fucking cry because this place means so much to me.
And look at us. We live here.
We fucking live here. We fucking live here. I'm so excited.
And we're doing like a podcast here.
We are involved in the community with the Pittsburgh Cannabis Festival. It's just, we're living life. We have really low stress jobs. Like, so cool. Sorry, I didn't mean we got all sappy here at the end.
It's all right.
It's just because I wanted to talk about how great our city is. I feel like.
But yeah, I guess this is a good place to end the episode, don't you?
Yeah, I think so too.
Once again, my name is Rayven. I use she, her pronouns.
I'm Alex. I use they, them pronouns.
And we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Bye-bye.